Hello, you are most welcome. I'm teacher Ivan from Wuna Educational Services. Today we shall be looking at the Introduction to Physics. And under Introduction to Physics, we shall look at what physics is, the branches of physics, how does physics relate with other subjects, the career opportunities in physics, and the physics laboratory. However, before we start with what physics is, I kindly request you to subscribe to all our YouTube channels from Wuna Educational Services, that is Wuna e-learning platform, Teacher Ivan's online class, Wuna Kids platform. Thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share with classmates, family members, and friends. Also hit the bell so that you get notified whenever we post new videos. Thank you. So, what is physics? Before we define what physics is, let us look at the origin of physics. At lower levels, we study science. Some call it integrated science, others call it general science. It is called general or integrated science simply because it generalizes other branches of science. Otherwise, we shall define it as the study of living and non-living things. That is science. Then, if you carefully look at the definition of science, it gives us two things: the living things and the non-living things. And because of that, science divides into two branches. That is the biological science and the physical science, where biological science is the branch of science that deals with the study of life, whereas physical science is the branch of science that deals with the non-living things. So under biological science is where we shall find biology, which is the study of life. Under the physical science, we shall look at physics and chemistry. So our major interest today is around physics. Physics is defined as the branch of science or the branch of physical science that deals with the study of matter and its relation to energy. So in the definition of physics, we have two major aspects to look at. We have matter and energy. Matter is anything that occupies space and has weight, whereas energy is the ability to do work. Then we come to branches of physics. Physics has 6 major branches. That is mechanics, heat, modern physics, electricity, optics, and magnetism. Mechanics. Mechanics deals with the study of motion under the influence of force, whereas heat deals with the transformation of energy to and fro other forms of energy by the accompaniment of changes in pressure and volume. Modern physics. Modern physics deals with the study of behavior of the atoms constituting the nucleus. of the atom and their accompanying energy changes. Whereas electricity deals with the relationship or the study of electric field and their applications. Optics deals with the study of the behavior of light as it passes through various media. Whereas magnetism deals with the relationship between magnetic fields and their applications in the working of appliances like motors, microphones, electromagnetics, and so on. So those are the 6 branches of physics. Now, after looking at the branches of physics, we are looking at the relationship between physics and other subjects. How does physics relate with other subjects? Let us look at physics and geography. In geography, we have aspects that require physics knowledge. For instance, the accurate use of weather instruments like the thermometer, wind vane, rain gauges require the physics knowledge. And concepts like heat transfer by convection, which explains the formation of convectional rainfall, and pressure variation that can be best explained in physics. So that is how physics relates with geography. Then let us look at physics and mathematics. Many concepts in physics, like the laws, the effects, the principles, are expressed mathematically. So mathematical skills are therefore very instrumental in the learning of physics. Then, physics and chemistry. Physics has helped in explaining the nature of particles within the atom, and therefore the atomic structure of substances can be best explained by physics. We have physics and history. I can't believe. How does physics relate with history? In history, we have sources of history. And as people are extracting evidences of history, they use physics. So historians use carbon dating to establish the ages of fossils and therefore the past patterns of earlier life. So historians, as they are extracting historical evidences, they use physics knowledge of carbon dating in determining the age of these fossils. Then we have physics and home science. Physics knowledge is used in designing and the manufacture of kitchen equipment like the electric cookers, microwave ovens, and so on. We have physics and technology. Machines that are used in the field of medicine, such as the X-rays, the body scanners, the radars, these are all applications of physics. We also have physics and biology. Knowledge of the lenses studied in physics has led to the manufacture of the microscopes that are used in the study of these microorganisms. So, see how physics is important. Otherwise, I can't imagine life without physics. and therefore I take physics to be the father of nature. Let us look at the career opportunities in physics. A career refers to the job or a profession that one has been trained for and intends to do for so long time. Such as, I'm a teacher, that's my career. We have doctors, we have engineers, we have electricians, and so on. And therefore, for you to choose a career, you must first, because it is a profession, so you must have a course. And a course refers to the lessons in a particular subject. So these are some of the courses that are offered and require physics knowledge. For instance, we have Bachelor of Education, Sciences. We have Bachelor of Science in engineering, can be civil engineering, agricultural engineering, and so on. We have Bachelor of Medicine, we have Bachelor of Architecture, Bachelor of Technology, and so on. So these are all courses that require the physics knowledge. And therefore, for you to take on these courses, you must study physics and do it very well. So that is the career opportunities in physics. Then lastly, let us look at the physics laboratory. A laboratory is that special room designed and equipped for conducting experiments and practicals. And therefore, the laboratory should have three major systems, that is, the gas piping system, the electrical energy supply system, and the water system, because we use gas for heating, we need electrical energy for the operation of certain equipments, and we need water for cleaning whatever we have used. So those are the three major systems that a lab should have. Then, besides having the systems, since it's a place where experiments are conducted, therefore, we should have our rules that govern these physics labs for the safety purposes, and these are some of the rules. One is the location of electrical switches, firefighting equipment, first aid kits, gas supplies, water supplies, and so on. So you must take a note when you are to locate these equipments, because as much as they are important, they can also be dangerous if they are not carefully located. Number two is about the ventilation system or the air saturation system. Windows and doors should be kept open while working in the laboratory for a better air saturation system. Then number three is that any instruments given must be followed carefully and never to attempt anything while in doubt. So for students to use the lab, they should be under instructions of the lab attendant or the teacher, and the instruction is given should be carefully followed. Number four, there should be no eating, drinking, or chewing in the lab, because we operate under harmful environment. The chemicals we use, the fumes that come out when heating. So never to eat, drink, or chew in the lab. Number 5, ensure that all electrical switches, gas and water taps are turned off when not in use. Otherwise, they can be dangerous. When handling electrical equipment, you must wear protective gears and the hands must be dry. Number 7, never plug in foreign materials into the electrical socket. That is dangerous. It might cause to short circuits and loss of life. Number 8 is that you must be organized and well dressed while in the lab. That is to say, your shirts, your blouses must be tucked in and the long hair tied up, so that you minimize the chances of accidents in the lab. Number 9, keep the floors and working surfaces dry so that any slippage should be wiped off immediately. For instance, if at all chemicals have been accidentally poured on the ground, it should be cleaned. Otherwise, it might cause accidents in the lab. Law number 10 says that all the apparatus must be cleaned and returned to the correct locations of storage after use. So we shouldn't just misplace equipments after use. You should clean all these equipments you have used and replace them or take them back to where they are supposed to be for proper allocation and management. Number 11 says laboratory equipment should not be taken out of the lab unless when under authority. If at all you have been authorized by either a teacher or a lab attendant, that's when you take out any equipment. Otherwise, you shouldn't. Law number 12 is that any waste after an experiment must be disposed of immediately. And lastly, hands must be washed before leaving the lab. So those are some of the laboratory rules that guide us when carrying out practicals and experiments in the lab. Otherwise, that has been Introduction to Physics. We meet next time for another lesson. However, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and click the bell so that whenever we post, you get notified. Thank you. We meet next time.